Okay, we're starting a new month. It's June. During the month of May, we talked about how we might change how we view things, our perspective. So we were dealing with altering our thoughts, were we not? And so we got a lot of good guidelines about how to think perhaps a little differently. And have you been employing that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. During the month of June, we're going to talk about the emotional aspect of life. We have the mental and we have the emotional. And I was kind of taken aback when I was meditating and praying for the service, as I looked at the title, Indifference to Joy. But didn't I just do a service about joy not too long ago? I did a service in March, Joy and Blame. And I asked Spirit, I said, I don't remember ever doing services on joy before. And they were like, yep, you haven't. But this is the second one in 2015. So what does that tell us? Perhaps we need to up our joy energy. So we're going to focus on it till we get it. So I will remind you what we learned in March. Joy was a state of consciousness. It's that state of being where we're one with God, one with life. Joy is a complete elevation. And in that elevation, we feel self. We feel God. Right? I mean, when you're in joy, that's just, there's a bliss. And it connects you in heaven and earth. Happy. When I'm so happy, I'm typically reacting to something that's around me in the world, and I'm engaging with the outer, and I'm so happy about that. I'm happy. I'm joyful. And we did talk about during that one how sometimes if we get too attached to the outer, then we'll go into blame. But if you want to hear about that, that's March 1st Sunday service on YouTube. Today, we're going to take it a little different direction. Joy, that beautiful state of God. I want to read you a couple of scriptures out of the Aquarian where Jesus actually talks about joy. You know, he talks about love more. He talks about love, love, love. But he mentions joy a couple of times. So this is in chapter 33. And of course, this is one of my favorite scriptures. I use it quite often because it's something I work with. Jesus is meeting a group of toilers. You'll recall this story. They've got lines in their faces. They're so tired and they're so unhappy. And he watches them as they're going home from work. And he says, why are you so unhappy? And they said, oh, Buddha way up in the sky. We have to wait until we die and then we can touch that energy of heaven. And he says to them, your work should be the happiest place when you're giving your energy to the world. It should not make you unhappy. When hope and love are back of toil, then all of life is filled with joy and peace. And this is heaven. Oh, wait. When hope and love are back of toil, then all of life is filled with joy and peace, and this is heaven. When we have hope and love in our work, then we are taking the space of our own divinity, that light I am, moving it through and expressing it to the world, and then we go to heaven. Isn't that like heaven on earth? How I take my creative energy and express it on the planet? Heaven on earth. Okay. He said heaven is not far away. It's not a place that you cannot reach. It is a state of mind. God never made a heaven for man. He never made a hell. We are creators and we make our own. Now cease to seek for heaven in the sky. Open up the windows of your heart, and like a flood of light, heaven will come and bring a boundless joy. Cease to seek for something outside of self. Open your heart, be, love, and you will experience heaven and a boundless joy. Does that sound easy? I can see people thinking already. Do I do that? I don't know if I do that. Let me see. And there's another scripture. This is in chapter 54. And now he's talking to a woman. Both of these situations, he's talking to people that are somewhat in grief, right? Now he's talking to a woman who has lost her son, and she's grieving. Chapter 54. And he explains to her, your grief isn't helping anything. Your son had tasks to do. He did his task. He's moved on. He'll have other tasks on the other side. He'll come back and do more. Your grief does not help him. He said, beyond your sight, he has other work to do, and by and by, he will attain the crown of perfect life. When you harbor grief, it doesn't help. Instead, your grief makes him sad. Go bury your woes and smile at grief and lose yourself in helping others dry their tears. With duty done comes a happiness and joy, and the gladness cheers the hearts of others who have passed on. With duty done, again, taking that light within you and expressing it out into the world, brings a boundless joy. So, what he points to is, joy is a state not only of being one with God and owning that oneness, but also expressing that spark that we find within. Joy. You know when you have days when you're just on fire and you're cooking, things are flowing through you and you just cannot do anything wrong. You feel God's guidance and you feel the angels. At the end of the day, aren't you like so happy? And it doesn't matter if you've cooked something or healed the world. You have the same amount of joy because you've been flowing with your own spirit. Because we're not measuring our joy by the outer. We're experiencing our joy by expressing. Do you see that? We're experiencing ourselves and expressing in the world, and that is joy. So, we open the windows of your heart, heaven will come, and cease to seek for something outside of self. Open your heart, it is within you. Smile at your grief, and take your light into the world. Such a simple formula, right? All right. Joy, that heaven, state of bliss expressing through you on earth. So, everyone's got that, right? Easy, right? Everybody want to rush out and start? What keeps us from joy? Our emotions are attached elsewhere. That's the simple answer, isn't it? Somewhere outside of self. Something in the outer hasn't happened like we want. And we have an emotional attachment to that. Now, it's easy to recognize when we go into anger. You know when you're mad. It's easy to recognize when you're hostile or when you're demanding. When you're attached to something in the outer and you're just really giving it what for. And you know in that moment you're out of harmony with yourself. And you know in that moment you're out of love. But you're consciously choosing to experience it. Yay, you! Because you know it, it will stop at some point and you'll choose again. But there's another little thing that trips us up. When we have an experience and we do not emotionally understand it, we go into a space of indifference. Now, indifference isn't, oh, whatever, I don't care, that's so cool, I'm open. Do you see my energy? Am I not flowing? Oh, whatever, that's great, that's great. Huh? Whatever. I am not dealing with that right now. The heck with you. I am so done here. Do you see that? That is a space of charged energy, and that is indifference. When you are charged with your cutting the cords to something that has not pleased you, and there's judgment mixed in there, and there's all kinds of confusion, and you have no idea why it happened that way, so I'm just done with it. Have you ever seen a teenager when they come and they go, whatever? Oh, no. No. Bethany, would you please enlighten me? And whenever they do it, you know for a fact they're hurting. You know for a fact they have an opinion about whatever they've just whatevered. Then you know for a...
Well, you know they're wrong.
But they're not moving. They're wrong, but they're not budging.
No.
That is attachment that has no place to go. And it is an energy that is stuck. When we say, oh, whatever, you can feel the flow. You're, oh, no, that's good. Well, I'm open. When you say whatever, you can feel the stuck. A lot of us will go into that space of indifference when we do not know how to process what has occurred. I wanted this to happen. I wanted this to happen. It didn't happen. I'm not going to get demanding about it. I'm not going to get angry. I don't know what to do. Shut down. Not going to process. Not handling it. Do you see? Does everybody understand a little bit of what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was working with this, they reminded me of, my angels were talking to me, they reminded me of the movie Gone with the Wind. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Remember when Rev Fuller's leaving? And he says, Scarlett's asking for something, asking him to stay. And he goes, frankly, my dear. It's the first time they cussed, I think, on frankly, my dear, and I'm quoting, I don't give a damn. Now, when he said that and walked away, was he like, oh, I'm open to flow?
Done.
Don't you think he's got issues about this? Don't you think he went into indifference to save himself?
Yeah.
But the block and the charge was still there. The block and charge. What if he had said this instead? Frankly, my dear, I really don't want to be manipulated by you any longer. And I don't want to be responsible for your happiness. I'll see you later. Do you think he would have loosened up a lot of energy for forward motion? Yes. Yes. He left that situation, and I use that example because it was just, to me, comical. He left that situation, of course he's a character in the movie. He left that situation, and do you think he's going to reproduce it? Yes. Because he's not resolved. Isn't it easy to learn from characters on TV? But if we can go to those moments and simply choose, I don't want to be manipulated and I don't want to be responsible for your happiness, I still have not resolved totally why I was there, but at least I've got my energy pulled out so I can now go forward. So when I turn to walk down that path, I'm literally moving into a new space where I will not do this any longer. May not know where I'm going, but I'm willing to go forward. Do you see? When we have that indifference, it locks up beautiful energy. All right. Think about your words. When you say, oh, the heck with you, oh, the heck with you. I know it's coming out of your mouth. Think about what you're doing in that moment. Think about what you're doing when you really get that charge. Can anybody remember when you've been in indifference? Are you aware that you probably are right now? We have pockets of energy that we just don't deal with. And that is energy that's stuck within us. So, think on this. If our thoughts are the framework of our desires, I want this or this or this, your emotions are the currency that fill it. Your emotions are the vibration that fill it and make it real. Think of it as currency, though, because I think you'll understand that better. This is what you're investing in that you want to make manifest. So, if your emotions are your currency, and emotions supposed to be in motion, supposed to be growing and evolving, if your emotions, your currency of your life force is invested in pockets where it is stagnant, how heavy are you going to feel? And you're over here trying to manifest this, this, and this, and praying. Don't bother me. Praying. Yeah, stop. And the whole time the universe is going, clear it. Come on, clear it. You're going, no. Until the angel literally picks you up and puts you right in the middle of it. Clear this. You've got too much invested in a bad debt. Pull your asset out and invest it over here. So that was ASSET. We're talking currency? Okay. When we were very young, everybody was doing these IRAs. This is back in the days, 20 years ago. And I said, okay, Patrick, let's do you a Roth IRA. You know, you had to put $2,000 in. So put $2,000 in a Roth IRA for Patrick. At the time, it was a stretch. And it went like that, and that, and that. Every year it just kept going down. And every year Patrick would get his little annual report and he'd go, I gotta do something about that. I gotta do something, I gotta move that money. I'm just losing it, I'm losing it. And every year it would go lower and lower and lower until it got to about $800. And did he? No. Nope. Nope. It's still there. It's back up to $1,400. How many of us do the very same thing when our energy is invested in this energy of indifference, and we turn and we look at it and go, oh yeah, not dealing. I need to deal. No, I'm not going to. One day, that'll be on my to-do list. Do you see? And all the while, that energy could have been invested elsewhere. Do you see? And I don't care. Who cares about that minor little thing? That's a minor thing. If we put a currency value on the emotion you've got invested in indifference, do you know you would be wealthy? You'd be wealthy. That's how much of our beautiful creative life force that should be moving and growing and expanding within us is locked up. It's locked up. And it's locked up in things we could not handle. It's very simple. We just couldn't handle it, lock it up. Not a bad thing. We did it, that's all we know to do. Is everybody breathing? Okay. All right. Emotional attachment versus emotional investment. If we even start thinking about my emotions need to be invested, not attached. My emotions need to be invested, not attached. You guys feel that? Do you want your emotions? Okay. How do you feel when you're cruising and someone comes in and emotionally hijacks your emotions because of their drama and issue? And it happens all the time. How do you feel? Okay, give me my emotions back. Give me my feelings back. I don't want to go there with you. You're doing it to yourself. So the first thing to do is begin to identify where it is. And don't do it for each other. Nobody likes to be pointed out. You know, even spouses. You can gently say, remember the sermon Sunday? That's all you're allowed to say. But the first thing that we need to do is begin to identify the areas. When you say, when you feel, make a mental note to just become awake. I am awake that I am not flowing. And if you get used to becoming awake that you're not flowing, you will feel it physically that you're not flowing. You actually won't feel good. You'll say, those words out of my mouth are making me sick. It's making me constricted and tight. Okay, so identify. The second thing is realize, if you're feeling this, you're attached to something. Your life force is being held in a confused state. Now, you may not be at a level of consciousness even today to understand why you attached, what you attached to, how to heal it. But you could at least do the Rev Fuller and say, I recognize, our revised Rev Fuller, let me say that. I recognize, and I do not want to attach any longer. I want to move into a higher space. How simple is that? Okay. And then retrieve your energy. Identify, realize, and retrieve. I don't want my life force invested in an institution that does not serve me. If that bank is shutting its doors, I want my life force out of there before it does. I don't want to wait to get it back. So, I want my life force invested in an institution, an idea, a dream that serves me. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. We are identifying, realizing, and retrieving the energy. And when we do that, where does that leave us? With a lot more of us to invest in. Just think, everybody loves to play the game, what if I win the lottery? What if I had so much beautiful emotional energy to invest in, what would I invest in? Play that game with yourself. What do I truly want that I may have been denying myself? What do I truly want to experience? And then take that beautiful energy and move it into a dream. It could be a wild and crazy dream, it doesn't matter. But move it into something that has to do with who? You. And expressing you on the planet, expressing you. I believe with all my heart, and it was one of the most profound thoughts I ever embodied, if we let everybody do what they love to do, somebody would love to cut my hair. Somebody would love to do the grounds. Somebody, it would be their great passion to do every job there's to do. If we just let ourselves be. Competition wouldn't exist. It would be harmony and oh, that's mine, oh, this is mine, oh, yeah. And we would flow. If we had all of our energy to invest in us, how wonderful would we now be opening at the windows of our heart to express our light and to be one with that beautiful energy of heaven on earth. And that is the joy. Indifference to joy. Indifference is really more difficult because you cannot see it. Anger, you can see. All the other ego attributes you can see. And as metaphysical Christians, you know when you're doing what you're doing. I'll quit hitting them in a minute. I know karma's coming. I'm ready. Okay, I'm done. Come on, karma. And we're responsible. We know what we're doing. We take responsibility for what we're doing. But when we don't see it, when I just stand here and think, how powerful to pull my life force back to me. How powerful is that? And then give God that directive. Show me how to be me better. I'm opening up my window. Show me how to be me better. How awesome would that be? When we start out as fabulous, we're only going better. Do you feel inspired?
Yes.
All right, during our month of emotions, you're going to find yourself aware of what you're saying, what you're doing. You're going to watch the words of others, and again, you're not allowed to say anything to them. That's their business. But you're going to watch your own. And let's start with this beautiful awareness of where am I investing my currency for this life? My currency for this life right now. Ready to go with it?
Yes.
All right, let's get our feelings back. Take a breath and just feel that beautiful love of God filling you. And I would invite you just to begin to visualize a column of light coming over you. Feel the gentleness and the peace. And God, I ask that you be with each one here as they look within. Open their heart and eyes. And begin to feel your heart vibrating. Begin to feel a beautiful warmth in the center of your chest. And imagine that this beautiful love of God just engulfs you like a cloud and lifts you up. Above this earth into a space where there is pure calm. Just lifting you up in the ethers to a pure calm energy. And feel in this space that you are one with God's love. There are no boundaries or borders. And feel in this space that nothing is withheld from you. And just become aware of the energy of your own body. If nothing is withheld from me, where am I investing my energy? And for a moment, let us ask that any pockets of indifference just pop out of your body like a little bubble of light. Pockets where energy has been held in stagnant indifference to an issue or problem. Just feel it popping out. There may only be one or two or three or a bunch. And realize your life force, your emotions feed this. Notice as you can see it outside of self, you are not quite so heavy. And you may wonder, why do I have this in me? But let's take a breath. Open our hearts. Just send love. We ask now to know what it would feel like to open these bubbles and pull back our investments, just to withdraw them. Take a breath and just pull your energy back. And as you do, become aware of a beautiful angel that gathers up all the issues. They are not yours to solve. We're going to give them to God. Love that beautiful energy as it comes back to you. It is yours. Let those issues go to that angel that stands in front of you. Take a breath. And let's lift up just a little higher. Feel a beautiful hand just lifting you up into a greater light. Up into a greater light. And feel how open you are to be one with God's love. God, I am open. I choose to express the delight of who I am and to feel joy. Heaven on earth. I choose to express the delight of who I am and to feel joy of heaven on earth. Again, feel your oneness with God, feel that beautiful love all around you. And again, feel nothing is withheld from you. And feel a beautiful harmony and peace that moves through you now. Father, Mother God, we thank you that we are supplied in every way. And we thank you that we are privileged to live on the planet at this time. Take a breath, feel your gratitude, feel God's love, and just very gently begin to come back into your physical awareness. Feel the chair that holds you, feel your feet on the floor, feel your body. But before you open your eyes, I want you to feel the power you have as God's child. This is your life. No man takes my life except I give it. And I choose to express the delight of my soul. Take a breath, send your love into the room. And we thank you, God. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Do you feel lighter?
Yes.
Well, this is a new exercise this week, isn't it? Something fun. Me and my emotions. Treat them as your currency. And you'll be surprised how your relationship will shift and change. Say yay, God.
Yay, God.
So it is.